This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray. Here we are, folks, Piedmont High School. It's Class 5A area consolation game between the Del City Eagles and the Guthrie Blue Jays. This one is about going to the state tournament. The winner plays in the state tournament next week. The loser heads to baseball or track or whatever other sport they're going to, off-season football or whatever else they're going to be doing. Maybe after golf. Basketball season, maybe golf. Yeah. This is expected to be a phenomenal basketball game. Of course, the Del City Eagles are the defending 5A state champions, and they have worked hard to get to this point. They have a record of 18-9 on the season. Guthrie finishing in second place in their district. Is that right? Second place.
Yeah, they hosted, so yes.
22-4 their record on the season. They lost last night in a double overtime game to Midwest City. And that was a phenomenal game. You can find that one on the Oklahoma Sports Network if you want to go back and watch it.
Well, and the thing about Guthrie, they finished second with a hard-fought victory against Crossings. And they have the guards that can score points, and they got the team defense that can be very effective. Again, it's just a question of will there be some fatigue. We talked about it right before we went on the air. They're not a very deep team. And so it's going to be important that their starters are able to endure and give them big minutes.
Yeah, we went back and looked at the lineup from last night in that Midwest City game. Double overtime, a lot of minutes played, and yet only one or two players that really got any minutes other than the starters in that one. Guthrie is the visiting team on the scoreboard today, so their starting lineup will be announced first. And then we'll have the starting lineup coming from the Del City boys. Our starting lineup sponsored by Dynamic Health Clinic. At Dynamic Health Clinic, Dr. Kaufman specializes in athletic injuries and is able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better and recover faster at Dynamic Health Clinic. The starting lineup for the Guthrie Blue Jays, coached by Nathan Pennypacker. Number 1, a 6'3 senior, Nathan Binford. Number 2, a 6'2 senior, Tyrone Beatty. Number 4, a 6-foot senior, Jalen Harper. Number 11, a 6-foot senior, Alex Clark. And number 13, a 6-foot senior, Braden Morgan. All starters over the 6-foot mark, none of them over 6'3", and all 5 seniors for the Guthrie Blue Jays. Now the starting lineup for the Del City Eagles, coached by Lenny Hatchett. Number 3, a senior guard at 5'10", Kentrell Thurston. Number 5, a senior guard at 6'2", Michael Graham. Number 10, a guard, a 6'3", junior, Jayshawn McAllister. Number 11, a forward, a 6-foot senior, Deshaun McCarroll. And number 44, a 6'4 junior at forward, Tavon Johnson.
All right, so Tavon Johnson is one position where Del City might have an advantage. I think he's got a size advantage against anyone in the Guthrie rotation who's going to guard him. And we already mentioned about Guthrie's depth. Del City definitely deeper. They like to go 11 or 12. They can if they need to. If it's a competitive game where they're trailing a lot, they may change things up a bit. But they can go to their bench, and they'll rely on a couple players from off their bench, like Demarion Turner or Amari Sanders, definitely Mashawn Graham. And so they'll rely on their bench more, and they should be the more rested team, even though they play later. They didn't have to extend as much energy, obviously, as Guthrie did. And a lot of emotional energy, too, on Guthrie's part.
first quarter about to start, sponsored by Sherpa Moving. Sherpa Moving is a local full-service moving company. They offer packing, unpacking, and special handling services. Their team's experienced and knowledgeable and help you get through what is usually a difficult time. Call them at 405-724-8750. Folks, I used them last week to move my entire household, and it was a great experience. They charged what they said they would charge. They moved everything, took care of it. Professional Sherpa Moving. Off to a good start as Guthrie gets the opening tip, and Jalen Harper pulls up, shoots it from the elbow for 2 points. McAllister.
Wow, charge.
Offensive foul called on Thurston as he got up in the air sideways and runs into the defender.
Thurston did not have the spacing there to attack. Thought the lane was too congested.
Benford inbounds to Beatty. Beatty brings the ball up the court, defended by McAllister. Clark with McCarroll on him. Harper thought about a three out on the right wing, drives in, puts it off the glass, shot no good. Michael Graham pulls down the rebound, and a foul called on Jalen Harper. Got tangled up with Michael Graham there.
One concern for Del City, they're not a great, I've mentioned this a few times, not a great three-point shooting team. So can they hit a couple of outside shots to create some spacing against Guthrie's man-to-man defense?
Thurston sets up the offense for Del City. Michael Graham for three, front of the rim. Benford pulls down the rebound. Loses his dribble, gets in a little trouble. And now Beatty trying to get around Graham. Benford on the left wing, backs up, resets the offense. Ball poked into the backcourt by McCarroll. Alex Clark chases it down. And Clark right back into the front court with it. Ja'Shawn McAllister getting a little handsy. And Clark finds Harper in the corner, has to go way up in the air to catch the ball. Beatty working against McAllister again. And a foul called on McAllister.
So Del City defenders, especially McAllister, and defense is what he's in there for. They're going to push the limit and see what all they can do before a foul gets called. And they were really getting the face of Guthrie, but Guthrie held firm. They didn't give the ball up. It looked like they were about to a couple times.
Morgan with the ball. Finds Clark. Clark trying to split defenders. Gets the ball into Johnson, and diving for the loose ball.
I think that's on Guthrie.
Was Morgan. He got into the legs of Johnson, and Morgan gets called for the foul.
So Johnson's he's a post player, but again, he's a good athlete all around, quick. He showed on that ball screen very good hands knocking that ball away. You see Del City's really intent on, they gave up an open jumper first possession, but the next two possessions they've really had a good defensive possessions there.
Michael Graham. Tavon Johnson headed to the hole, lays it off the glass for two.
Now, I thought somehow Benford was going to be able to knock the ball away from him, but Johnson was able to clear him, and that's a player that I think could have a big game for Del City.
Morgan working against Thurston. Thurston taps the ball, but Morgan hangs on to it. Now Beatty pulls up for the three. It's long. McCarroll gets the rebound for Del City. Thurston pushes it up the court. McAllister in the paint, dribbles off his leg, loose ball. Johnson gets it, misses the shot, and Morgan pulls down the rebound for Guthrie. Morgan takes his time, gets down the court, pulls up, sets up the offense. And one thing I noticed there is Morgan got the ball down the court, but he had to pull up and wait for the rest of his team to get back down the court. Maybe a sign that they're tired already. Harper goes in, draws the foul going to the basket. Foul called on Tavon Johnson, his first personal. Third team foul on Del City. Harper getting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Toonie Buys Houses in any condition, folks. If you or someone you know has a house, they want a cash offer on that house, they can call today, 405-931-3046.
We'll see how big of a problem free throws are for Guthrie. Not only being tired, but that was a problem, obviously, for them yesterday. But they hit their first 2 tonight, so a good sign for them.
Harper has all 4 points in the early goings for Guthrie. Thurston directing traffic. McCarroll goes down to the block. Now bounces outside. Screen set by McCarroll as he rolls. Takes the pass, puts up the shot, and one for Deshaun McCarroll. Here's our super subs. Instant replay. Super subs, folks, has the chicken Phillies. You can try the deluxe, the buffalo, or the barbecue chicken. Super subs on South Douglas in Midwest City.
It's a second foul on Beatty. I see a 2 and a 4. I'm pretty sure number 2 does not have 4 fouls. That's Beatty. I'm sorry, that's Harper.
Yeah, Harper. Who also has all 4 points, but he also has both fouls. Deshaun McCarroll gives Del City their first lead after he hits the Toonie Buys Houses free throw.
So one of the best players for Guthrie comes out, and now Del City presses.
Beatty passes the ball right in the hands of Deshaun McCarroll. He'll pull up and wait for his team to get down the court. Looking inside, Thurston goes to the hole, passes to Graham. Graham goes up out the glass for 2.
Good job by Graham being under control. And Del City wants to go on a run here with their defense leading to offensive transition. We'll see if they can do that. And it looks like they're going to have another shot at it.
Ball stolen by Thurston. Graham goes to the hole. Shot blocked. Now Benford pushes it to Beatty. Beatty goes in, lays it off the glass. Just the right amount of spin as it falls through the hole.
How many times you see that? A missed layup on one, and although it was a blocked layup, leads to a transition on the other end.
McCarroll from the free throw line. Good for 2.
See, what's good is when you have the ball open at the free throw line like that, shoot it like a free throw. You don't have to jump very high. We know McCarroll can jump, but he treated it like a regular free throw, and he made it. Another turnover on Guthrie.
The press for Del City working as Graham lays it off the glass after taking the dish from McCarroll. And we've got a timeout called by Coach Pennypacker. It's a full timeout. We'll take one as well here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
Call Rob and Will.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at Piedmont High School, Class 5A boys. Area consolation game between the Del City Eagles and the Guthrie Blue Jays. Guthrie scored first. Del City has taken the lead now 11-6 off some full court pressure and some turnovers. 4 points for Michael Graham, 5 for Deshaun McCarroll, 2 for Tavon Johnson.
Guthrie now out of a timeout trying to figure out what to do against the Del City press.
Guthrie gets the ball into the front court. Johnson tips it out of bounds. It'll be Guthrie ball side out.
So what you hope to get is something quicker when you cross the timeline instead of throwing a pass. And that was close there to being not a backcourt, but still a problem for Guthrie. But anyway, they didn't really have a good option there when the ball got knocked out of bounds. Trapping.
Beatty has the ball stripped away. Michael Graham and Kentrell Thurston headed to the hole. Thurston goes up, draws the foul from Benford. Smedley in the game now for Guthrie. Thurston will get the Toonie Buys Houses free throws.
Boy, Del City, Midwest City had some luck, and we said this off the air, I did anyway, that they had some good defensive possession, really forced turnovers. Not as much in their press, but Del City's getting it done both ways. And now after Guthrie beats their press and they have a sideline out of bounds, what does Del City do? They start to trap. And whatever they try to do on defense, it's working. I think Coach Hatchett saw how vulnerable Guthrie could be against pressure at times against Midwest City, figuring also that they're tired, and he wants his team to be very aggressive here, and it's worked. What a save.
Thurston hits both of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Offensive foul called against Deshaun McCarroll after Del City got a turnover on the press break.
Boy, if it wasn't for a couple of good defensive plays at the rim for Guthrie, like that one right there, I believe that's Benford drawing the charge, this game would be a double-digit lead for Del City.
4 fouls on each team with 2:49 left to play in the first period. Full court pressure again by Del City. Alex Clark passes back to Morgan. Morgan now in the front court. Picks up his dribble just after crossing the timeline. Tries to throw the long pass to Beatty and hits the rim with it. Graham in the front court. Pulls up for 3. It's long. Benford with the rebound. Benford pushing this time. Not allowing Del City to get their defense set up.
Out of bounds. The trapping. It's the trapping right there for Del City.
Alex Clark found himself in trouble over on the sideline. Really impressed with this Del City defense right now.
It's been the story.
Graham takes the inbound pass, takes his time walking back up the court. Thurston now in the front court. 2:13 to play in this Sherpa moving first period. Dangerous pass from Graham back to Thurston. Now Graham goes up off the glass. Boy, was that a nice shot.
Just knowing how to use the backboard there in what's otherwise a very tough spot to get a good look at.
Smedley in the right corner. Ball taken away. Graham comes up with it. And now Tavon Johnson chases down the ball. Thurston pushing. Ball tipped away. Bodies collide. Beatty comes up with it. And now headed to the basket. Losing the ball is Aiden Hardiman.
Good job by Tavon Johnson. He had nowhere to go with it. Turner's going to come in and let's see who he's in for. He's in for Thurston. I like the sub for Coach Hatch because Thurston has not been as effective as you'd like him to be attacking the basket. He's been out of control at times.
Hardiman, a player we didn't see from Guthrie a lot last night. Got a few minutes here in the first to give a rest to some starters. We got all 5 starters back on the court for Guthrie now.
Oh, careful.
Jaden Johnson in the game now for Del City as well. Johnson defended by Morgan. Gets around him. Ball tipped away from behind. And Beatty saves it from going out of bounds. Benford pushes it down the court. Beatty for 3. It's short. Long rebound. Bounces around. Alex Clark gets it. And a foul will be called on Jaden Johnson.
You know, Guthrie, and this is what you do when you're tired. There's been a couple times they've had to reach from behind when a Del City player dribbles by him and they've been able to knock the ball away. But that's not going to always happen when you do that. And at some point, Del City will start to adjust. Also, sometimes you'll get called for a foul when you do that.
Alex Clark with the Toonie Houses free throws connects on the first. And that is the first point for Guthrie in about 5 minutes of play.
It's an interesting sub. Leighton Sanders will come in. I wonder if Del City will try to hold for the last shot. So you would think they might go with a more guard-oriented lineup, but we'll see what they do. They may not be trying at this point.
Clark hits both of the Toonie Houses free throws, cuts the lead to 7. Del City has the ball with 45 seconds to play in the Sherpa moving first period. Meshawn Graham in the left corner for Del City. Landon Sanders running the baseline. Michael Graham, the only starter on the court for Del City right now. Down to the 20-second mark. Jaden Johnson, Meshawn Graham in the corner, right back out to Turner. Now Graham with the ball, 13 seconds on the clock. Turner, Johnson, 3, front of the rim. Meshawn Graham with the rebound and the putback, and Del City gets the bucket in the final seconds of the period. And I don't think Guthrie realized that the clock was about to run out as Morgan is holding on to it.
I don't know if there's a lot of contact. That could have been free throws for Guthrie if they called a foul, but they didn't. And I couldn't see if there was, like I said, I couldn't see if there's contact, but from our vantage point, I've seen stuff like that get called for over the back, but Meshawn Graham didn't do it, and he made a big play for Del City at the end of the first quarter.
17-8 the score after the Sherpa moving first period. We're going to take a break to hear from our other sponsors here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Red Plains Plumbing has been offering reliable commercial and residential services to the OKC metro area for over a decade. From new construction and remodeling to residential repair, they can handle jobs of all sizes. When you need a trusted name in plumbing, it's Red Plains Plumbing. Family owned and operated. Phone 405-769-1922. That's 405-769-1922.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at Piedmont High School, where the Dell City Eagles are starting to extend a lead now over the Guthrie Blue Jays. It's a 9-point lead, 17-8, as we begin the Buffalo Wild Wings second period. Dell City has the ball to begin the period of play. Deshaun McCarroll top the key. Michael Graham, he has attempted a couple of threes now, and then Omarion Turner, he drains the Bobby Lewis Insurance three.
Well, they're calling it two now.
Oh, he had a toe
nearby
on the
ref,
line.
The nearby ref called it a three, but he couldn't see the toe, so the ref on the other side called two.
Beatty with the ball in the front court, a little bit of contact, no call. Harper in the corner for three. Boom, it's a Bobby Lewis Insurance three for Jalen Harper and the Guthrie Blue Jays.
He's got 2 fouls, but they need him. They need him to stay in if they can.
He also has 7 of the 11 points.
That's why they need him.
19-11 the score now. Bobby Lewis Insurance, folks, has surprisingly great rates and 2 locations to serve you. One in Choctaw. You can reach him there at 405-281-6700. Another location in Dell City at 405-670-3665. It's Bobby Lewis Insurance.
1-3-1 zone for Guthrie. Dell City can be patient, but of course, if the score was closer, Guthrie wouldn't mind that at all.
Deshaun McCarroll takes a skip pass. Graham, corner to Meshawn Graham. It's long. And a foul's going on Landon Sanders on the rebound.
Well, if you're going to do it early in the quarter. One thing you don't want to do is ever, when you're the penalty, foul a team when you're on offense, when it's a loose ball foul and it's going to lead to free throws.
That is the first foul of the second period. First personal foul on Sanders. Benford inbounds the ball. Full court pressure coming from Dell City. Benford and Beatty playing catch. Beatty passes off the leg of Graham, but Morgan chases it down. Now Morgan goes left. Defended by Meshawn Graham. Harper, baseline pass, three by Morgan, back iron. Deshaun McCarroll with the rebound for Dell City.
Really good in-traffic rebound by Deshaun McCarroll.
I didn't expect him to come out of there with that one.
His sister made the state, so he wants to join her.
Turner goes left, gives the ball to Michael Graham. 5:50 to play in the second. Alex Clark cuts Graham off, gets behind him, gets left behind, really. Landon Sanders at the free throw line, and timeout called. Wow. Coach Lenny Hatchett calls the timeout for Dell City with 5 minutes and 41 seconds on the clock here in the Buffalo Wild Wings second period.
We'll keep it here.
Buffalo Wild Wings, located at 5500 Tinker Diagonal in Dell City. You go to Buffalo Wild Wings and support your favorite Mid-Dell Winter sports team. Download the team card on your phone, show your waiter, and your team will get 10% of the proceeds, folks, and I highly recommend the Desert Heat Dry Rub. That's my favorite. If you love the wings but don't like the mess of the sauces, the Desert Heat Dry Rub is that's my favorite, but all the sauces are great. Buffalo Wild Wings sponsoring the second period of play here in Dell City basketball.
Yeah, Dell City looked like they were about to score. Sanders made a really good catch, and he found an open guard on the wing. But it was, for a moment, an iffy possession for Dell City, so Coach Hatchett wanted to call a timeout to save that possession, try to get him in a good direction on offense.
McCarroll took the inbound pass in the corner, and now Dell City sets up their offense. Turner goes right. Meshawn Graham, I don't know how he got out of that trap, gives the ball to McCarroll. McCarroll pulls up for the little mid-range jumper and gets it to fall.
McCarroll showing some really good touch there around the basket.
7 points for McCarroll. In the corner is Beatty. McCarroll with a steal. He's got a 2-on-1 fast break. He goes on to the hole, misses the shot. Michael Graham gets the rebound, and Beatty is called for the foul.
Yeah, I think McCarroll, looking at Michael Graham, became a bit unsure of himself and lost control of that ball.
It's a 10-point lead for Del City now. It's the first foul of the second period on Guthrie.
So we have seen Del City, they've had some good transition opportunities where they haven't scored, but they've had plenty where they have too, so they're still in good position.
Thurston checks back in the game. He'll inbound the ball for Del City. Pass tipped by Morgan, but Tavon Johnson picks it up.
I'm surprised he doesn't shoot that more.
15 feet out for Johnson. He drains it.
You don't expect someone who's coming from football with his size to have that type of skill, but he does have it.
Harper in the front court for three. That one's a little long. Smedley chases down the rebound for Guthrie. Now Guthrie resets their offense. Morgan running point, backs up. Maybe a mismatch here with Tavon Johnson on him, maybe not. Morgan goes up. McCarroll helps defend it, but Benford cleans it up on the inside. Benford's first bucket of the ball game.
Well, whether it's a mismatch or not, Morgan drew two defenders, and that led to the tip-in because Del City didn't have as much many players in rebounding position as you normally like to have.
23-13 the score, 4:10 left to play in the Buffalo Wild Wings second period. Michael Graham picks up his dribble, finds Thurston. Michon Graham in the corner. It's short. Johnson battling, gets the ball, and the ball kicks out off the feet of Graham. Not of Graham, of Johnson,
Good teamwork by the refs. The baseline ref looked to the ref who was down the near sideline to us, who got a better view of it.
And I think they got the call right in the end, too.
Yes.
Morgan taking his time, now speeds up, comes down the court, overthrows Harper out of bounds, turnover for Guthrie.
See, now if you're in District 1, like Guthrie is, and your toughest competition's Carl Albert and Crossings, and even El Reno, those teams are good, but they don't apply the pressure that a Del City or even a Midwest City does. And so I know that Del City's record is worse than Guthrie's because they played a 6A heavy tournament schedule. That's a big part of it. And Guthrie right now just does not look comfortable, not consistently enough against the pressure. That was a problem for Elgin in the first half yesterday. Elgin started to correct it. It was too late, but they did start to correct it. We'll see about Guthrie if they can correct it.
Del City hanging on this 10-point lead. Graham gets around Clark and then throws the ball into the hands of Morgan. Morgan can't hang on to it, and McCarroll comes up with the ball. Driving the baselines, McAllister. McCarroll for three. No good. McAllister battling for the rebound, tips it, but Morgan comes out of there with the ball for Guthrie. 3 minutes to play in the Buffalo Wild Wings second period. Clark going to the hole. Ugly shot put up after some contact with Johnson. McCarroll comes up with the ball, gives it to McAllister down the court. McAllister lays it off the glass for two.
Nice finish. I believe McAllister's right-handed. I know his brothers were. It doesn't mean he is, but I do believe he shoots right-handed. I don't see him shoot enough to remember, but he finished with the left hand there. So we have another Guthrie timeout.
Del City's lead back to 12, 25-13, 2:52 to play in the second period. Coach Pennypacker calling the timeout for Guthrie.
You know, Del City, we've talked about Carl Albert, how they've now made 14 state tournament appearances in a row in boys basketball. Well, Del City has made it every year since Lenny Hatchett's taken over, so this would make 8 straight years. And this might be his best coaching job if it happens, because this is an entirely rebuilt team from the team that won state last year. So we weren't sure early on in the season, were they going to be that type of team, especially when they had a couple of early tournaments at Norman and at Mustang where they lost 2 out of 3 games. And then at Bishop McGinnis, they lost 2 out of 3 games. But when they played 5A teams, even when they played Carl Albert at Mustang and lost, it was a close game. They showed signs of being a really dynamic team. And then they get the Graham brothers in January. And here they are. They're in good position. Still a lot of work to do, but they're in good position to get back to state.
Harper passes across the court to Benford. Morgan driving in the paint, pulls up. Smedley in the corner. Smedley in trouble with Johnson on him. You know, Benford was a scoring machine in the first part of the game against Midwest City last night. Got in some foul trouble later on. McCarroll misses the layup. Michael Graham with a rebound and foul on the putback attempt. That's going to be 3 fouls on Jalen Harper.
Yeah, it looked like there McCarroll was thinking too much about the trailing defender. And he's had some trouble finishing. He's played a really good game otherwise. He's done better shooting jump shots, actually, this game. But the steal he created, that's the big thing. And Michael Graham stayed with the play, even though he missed the free throw.
Graham misses the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throw. Jalen Harper with 3 fouls now for Guthrie.
And he's done most of their scoring. In fact, he literally has over half.
Over half, yes. Graham's second free throw is up and away, and this one rattles around in the rim, but it makes it in. Michael Graham has 7 points. He's the leading scorer for Del City.
Tavon Johnson out, replaced by a guard. So we'll see 5-guard lineup for Del City. Can they do what they almost did there, create turnovers?
And a quick foul called on Ja'Shawn McAllister. That'll be his second team foul.
He will scrap on defense, and he's going to stay in because even though he's got 2 fouls, you're not worried about him getting a third because you got other guards you can go to. So Turner's coming in, but not for McAllister.
McCarroll takes a seat. 13-point lead for Del City. Morgan attacks. Side of the backboard, foul on Turner.
You can see, when we're seeing it on the screen, Coach Hatchett holding up the 2 arms. Well, I don't know if that was meant for Turner, who I thought was vertical, or was it trying to communicate that to the refs?
So Morgan at the line shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. He connects on the first. Morgan was big from the line in last night's game against Midwest City. And connects on both of these Toonie Buys Houses free throws. The lead is back to 11, 26-15. Under 2 minutes to play in the Buffalo Wild Wings second period. Thurston passes to Michael Graham. Del City with the floor spread wide. McAllister attacks across the paint. A little trouble. Pass went to nowhere, really, but Michon Graham comes up with it. Graham baseline. Turner for 3. Graham battling for a rebound, goes out of bounds. It'll be Guthrie basketball.
Del City hasn't made a 3 yet. They came close. I wonder if Guthrie might look to go zone some more. They were going 1-3-1 earlier.
And Benford dribbles right into a defender. Jump ball, possession will stay with Guthrie.
I'm surprised Benford didn't have more help. Instead, because there's no guard that flashed to become available to him, he tries to split 2 Del City defenders, and that's just not a good idea. That's what they want.
Coach Pennypacker very frustrated with the play from his team there on that press break. Morgan in the paint, going up, off the glass for 2.
Good attack there. He was able to keep his balance. Now Guthrie showing a bit of a press.
Graham down the court to Thurston. Thurston lays it off the glass. Michael Graham's going to clean this one up.
Thurston and McAllister have had some trouble finishing for Del City. Hasn't really mattered as far as the scoreboard yet, but they could be up more.
Now Thurston tips a ball away. It goes out of bounds, but Thurston gets called for the foul on the body bump.
Yeah, it hasn't affected Thurston's defense, and McAllister, in fact, as well. Both have been outstanding on defense there. And again, they're going to gamble when they can, especially when they're not in the penalty yet, but they are now.
2 personal fouls on Thurston, 4 team fouls on Del City.
Let's see if it changes how they play. Now that there's 4 fouls, are they still as aggressive?
Thurston takes a seat. McCarroll checks back into the game. Boy, I thought Morgan touched that ball as he was still in the front court and ran across the half-court line. It was close.
They called for hooking. They're calling Morgan for hooking. Michon Graham holds his ground.
That's a turnover for Guthrie. Morgan picks up his second personal, 3rd team foul on Guthrie.
So Jaden Johnson will replace McAllister for shooting purposes, you would think. course, Guthrie's going to press, so it makes it hard to hold for the last shot.
Michael Graham and Demarion Turner playing catch in the backcourt. Jaden Johnson for three. Front of the rim, bounces around, battle. Ball's out of bounds, so are two players. They're just going to call a jump ball.
Dell City will keep it. They're going to bring in another three-point shooter, Amari Sanders. Now they definitely want to try to hold for the last shot unless they get a good inbounds play.
19 seconds left to play in the first half. Dell City leads by 11, 28-17.
But Mashawn Graham has done really good work on the offensive glass for the Eagles.
Ball tipped away by Beatty. And he misses a layup. Michael Graham gets the rebound. Beatty had a wide open layup. No one around him. Graham, 4 seconds and attacking. Meshawn Graham trying to get the rebound. No call. And half expires with an 11-point lead for the Dell City Eagles. 28-17 is the score. They've led by as much as 13. The lead now at 11. Well, we're going to take a break here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Experience the best wash in town at Tommy's Express. You'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today.
Red Plains Plumbing has been offering reliable commercial and residential services to the OKC metro area for over a decade. From new construction and remodeling to residential repair, they can handle jobs of all sizes. When you need a trusted name in plumbing, it's Red Plains Plumbing. Family owned and operated. Phone 405-769-1922. That's 405-769-1922.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
Here we go.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at the Piedmont High School Gymnasium for Class 5A boys area consolation game. It is the Del City Eagles with an 11-point lead. If they can hang on to it or extend it, we'll head to the state tournament next week. They lead 28-17 over the Guthrie Blue Jays. It is halftime here, folks. Leading scoring for Del City. 7 players scoring in the first half for Del City. 9 points for Michael Graham, 7 for Deshaun McCarroll, 4 for Tavon Johnson, and 2 each for Kentrell Thurston, Demarion Turner, Jayshon McAllister, and Meshawn Graham. For the Guthrie Blue Jays, it's 7 points for Jalen Harper, 4 points for Braden Morgan, and 2 each for Alex Clark, Tyrone Beatty, and Nate Benford. So Harper with 3 fouls for Guthrie, no one else in foul trouble. And for Del City, no one with more than 2 fouls in the first half. So good job.
You'll have to excuse me, by the way. I got a handshake from someone heading to state next week. That's Roy Henderson of Midwest City, with the game-winning 3 yesterday, putting Guthrie in this tight position here. So for Guthrie, this 11-point lead feels big. Like a big lead.
Yes, it does.
Halftime leads of 11 depends. It just depends on the flow of the game, the tempo of the game. Well, and you saw it with that last play from Guthrie on offense. They made a spectacular steal. I forget, was it Morgan or one of the guards for Guthrie? And then he just ran out of steam. And that just screams that double overtime game and the fact that Guthrie's not really deep was wearing down on him, and that's why he couldn't finish that layup.
Yeah, Beatty was the one that made that.
That's right, Beatty was. So can Guthrie somehow get a recharge in any way here?
So we're beginning the third period of play. Third period brought to you by Casa Juanito in Del City. Casa Juanito is a quick service restaurant offering fresh and flavorful fiesta meals in Del City since 1976, located at 4718 Southeast 29th Street. That is just west of Sooner Road on Southeast 29th. That's Casa Juanito. A turnover by Guthrie. They got the ball to begin the third. Now Morgan reaching in on Thurston, tips the ball. Thurston comes up with it.
Yeah, Guthrie again, they just can't get that comfortable against Del City's defense. The Eagles have been on point with that.
McCarroll trying to get it inside to Graham. Bad pass. Stolen away by Guthrie. McCarroll called for the foul. It's going to be an and one for Alex Clark.
That is something we haven't seen from the Blue Jays, is forcing a turnover and scoring in transition. They would do it some against Midwest City. They got transition points against the Bombers. Have not been able to do it against Del City. This might be a play that really makes the game interesting here.
Alex Clark gets the bucket, and the Tuning by Houses free throws is successful. Down to an 8-point game all of a sudden. Thurston going against Morgan, gets around him, goes to the hole, lays it off, draws the foul. And that foul going on Alex Clark.
So Guthrie, maybe with a little momentum here, if they can get a stop by having missed free throws here. So Thurston hasn't shot well. You have him at 1 for 4.
Thurston is 2 for 2 from the free throw line in this game.
Well, then he misses that. I got it mixed up, I think, with maybe another guard for Del City.
Well, Del City has only shot 5 free throws in the whole game, so.
That is interesting.
Thurston hits the second free throw. He's 3 for 4 from the line. And back to the 9-point game. Those free throws brought to you by Toonie Buys Houses. Folks, if you want a cash offer on your house, regardless of condition, any reason, call them at 405-931-3046. Benford high off the glass, shot no good. Ball bounces around. Tavon Johnson does the job and gets the ball out of there. Michael Graham passes off Thurston. Now Graham comes up with the ball. 3 for Graham, back iron. Tavon Johnson with the board. Shot is short. Tavon Johnson with the board. Shot no good, foul called. That call going on Benford, his second personal foul.
Called by the ref farthest away from the play. And a late whistle.
Kind of one of those is waiting to see if it felt like it's waiting to see if the shot went in or not.
That's what it feels like, yes. Doesn't mean
yes. Yeah, what it feels like.
That was the mentality of the ref, I don't know. But
Tavon Johnson connects on the Toonie Buys Houses free throw.
You know, Del City on offense, their shooting has not been great. Michael Graham has not really shot well this game yet. We'll see if that can start to become a problem.
Leads back to 10, make it 11 again as Tavon Johnson connects on both free throws. Full court pressure by Del City. Clark in the front court. Right back to Morgan. Some groaning like maybe some fans thought Morgan traveled. I don't think he did. Neither did the officials, evidently.
Anytime it looks suspicious, you know, a little unorganized, they're going to think travel.
Oh, yeah. Someone in the stands is going to groan, absolutely. Yeah. Benford to Clark. Clark, some good contact on Graham. Jump ball is going to be called.
I mean, Guthrie's missed 2 shots at the rim now. Supporting the theory we've talked about since really the game against Midwest City ended, where they're going to have tired legs.
And though the activity level is still showing and you're not getting them down the court slowly, those are the types of things that might show up. May or may not be the reason they're missing them, but definitely could be a factor. 31-20 the score with 6:07 left to play in this Casa Juanito third period.
Well, you spend so much energy trying to catch up, and then when you and not just that, you spend so much energy trying to get a good shot off, and then when you do, the last thing you need to do is finish, and that's what becomes tough.
Tavon nice Johnson, fast break. Dish from Thurston, and Johnson's going to get the N1.
Hit the stanchion hard. Thankfully, it's padded. Looks like he's okay. Well, he's limping, though, so it wasn't just his head that hurt. I thought he hit his head pretty hard. Bit of a limp. He wants to stay in, though. I tell you, they should look to give him the ball a lot in the half court. He gets good shots.
Benford picks up his third personal, team foul. Tavon Johnson gets the Toonie Buys Houses free throw coming after the make.
And look how he shoots free throws, too. He's a big man who does that. Unfortunately, he is limping, so come out. Hopefully they can get him fixed up enough for him to play effectively and come back in. And see, that looked close to a travel. Doesn't mean it was.
Right. 9 points for Johnson now. Ball taken away. Michael Graham and Thurston going the other way. Thurston falls down and the ball goes out of bounds. The pass from Graham might have been tipped.
It was tipped.
Okay, so it is Del City basketball. McAllister to inbound. Mishon Graham in the game for Del City.
Now the tip saved the layup.
McCarroll in the right corner. Back out to McAllister. McAllister driving.
Nice by McAllister.
Graham went up and made the shot as he put it over the side of the rim, but I sure would have liked to see him use the glass on that.
Well, normally yes, but when you're able to lay the ball up that close to the basket, even swishing it should be easy.
Clark in the corner for three. Boom, it's a Bobby Lewis Insurance three for Guthrie.
Del City had just taken the biggest lead of the game, so very timely three there.
It's a 13-point lead for Del City now. 5:05 left to play in the Casa Juanito third period. McCarroll.
Nice.
Down low to Graham, and a foul called on Beatty.
We've seen a couple of really good passes to Mishon Graham, who really is playing the post right now, or he's at least the inside player for Del City. Not what he normally does, but with Tavon Johnson out, Mishon Graham will be the one who plays around the basket.
Mishon Graham with two. Toonie Buys Houses free throws coming, and he hits both of those, or hits the first one of those. Turner checks back into the game. Thurston takes a seat. Del City shooting really well from the free throw line in the game, and hopefully I didn't just jinx Graham.
You've announced more games than me, probably. I don't know how real that jinx is, but you normally notice it, like right there. Even off the miss, you see Mishon Graham in position to get a steal.
Clark, ball tipped away by McAllister, goes out of bounds. Guthrie ball side out. 4:48 left to play.
That's when you know you have to press, when you press off a missed free throw, and you have it all set up, and Del City almost forced a turnover there.
Benford inbounds the ball. Guthrie sets up their offense inside. Quick foul call on McCarroll.
Reaching around Harper. Harper's got some size on McCarroll.
McCarroll's third personal, second team foul on Del City.
I'm going to see Darius Washington check in. I don't recall him playing much against Elgin. They may have. We were busy trying to get the stream up during the first quarter, for example, but usually the subs will come in more so in the second or fourth quarters.
It's been a week or two, I think, since we've seen a lot of Darius Washington.
I think you're right. I think he did play against John Marshall. But there's 2 or 3 of those guys that Coach Hatchett has confidence in if it's a close game, and not that you may not consider it a close game yet, but if you still get there.
Beatty picks up his dribble, passes it off. Now Harper splits defenders, headed to the hole, and another foul on Del City.
All right, now that's the third.
And that foul goes on Darius Washington. His first personal third-team foul. Baseline inbound play. Alex Clark right back to Beatty. Beatty trying to go around Washington, pulls up, and Washington just picked up his second personal foul. That real quick.
I thought that was Meshawn Graham on the contest.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Meshawn Graham, you are correct.
A little bit too much contact. So now it's 4 on Del City. They need to be careful they're not over-aggressive.
Beatty hits the first of the Tunibi's Houses free throws.
Here's Guthrie is. One thing they've corrected, or they've been better at since yesterday's free throws.
And Beatty hits both of the Tunibi's Houses free throws. Lead is back to 12, 37-25. Pressure coming from Guthrie. Pass down the court from Washington to Graham. Graham kicks it back out, and Turner will set up the offense now. Midway through the Casa Juanito third period. McAllister in the corner, drives in, little floater, flat off the back of the rim, shot no good.
I think he decided the last second to shoot it, and so it wasn't a comfortable shot for him.
Beatty driving in and one for Tyrone Beatty. And that foul is going on Darius Washington, so he has 2 now. And the lead is to 10. Beatty can make it a single-digit game again.
Well, you would love if you're Del City to have Tavon Johnson back in. Now fouls are starting to pick up a bit for the Eagles. We'll see how it affects them this quarter, but Guthrie has been drawing fouls a lot these last few trips.
Beatty hits the Tunibi's Houses free throw. 9-point lead. Del City up 37-28. They led by as much as 16 in this third period. 3:45 to play in the third. Full court pressure by Guthrie. Michael Graham now in the front court. And a quick foul on Alex Clark. That'll be his second personal, 5th team foul. Michael Graham getting Tunibi's Houses free throws.
I see why Clark doesn't like it, but the refs are calling it tighter on both ends. Are they calling it tight on the other end too? So if you're going to see Guthrie guards go at the basket and draw fouls, you might see it on the other side for Del City.
A lot of Guthrie fans around us. They're making some noise about the call. Michael Graham hits the Tunibi's Houses free throw with another one coming. He has 10 points in the ball game now.
Can't forget, Del City did not finish great against Elgin. You never felt like the game was in doubt, but the score got closer and closer and closer.
Graham hits both of the free throws. He has 11. The lead's back to 11. And we have a timeout on the court. With an 11-point lead, Del City Eagles 39-28. We're going to take a timeout as well on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
Where sports is our middle name. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at Piedmont High School for Class 5A area consolation game between the Del City Eagles and the Guthrie Blue Jays. Del City with an 11-point lead, 3 minutes and 31 seconds left to play in the Casa Juanito third period. Want to thank our camera operator, Bernie Wren, and our producer, Matt Bautista.
Yes. Glad Matt can come in at the last minute.
Alex Clark crosses the timeline right into a trap, but manages to pass out of it.
Yeah, he got rid of the ball in a hurry.
Beatty for three. Just a little long. Ball goes out of bounds off the hands of Turner. Guthrie basketball on the baseline.
Tavon Johnson's back in. We'll see how well he moves, as he was limping off the court when he had a great finish. He's been a really good candidate for player of the game here.
Jalen Harper inbounds to Beatty. Beatty's really stepping up in the third period for Guthrie. Harper defended by Michael Graham. Goes right elbow, passes to Beatty in the corner. Beatty for three. A little short. Alex Clark doing his work, getting the rebound. Now Tavon Johnson battling. Kicks it out to Thurston. Thurston attacking. And a travel call on Thurston.
He just has not really finished the ball in these transition situations. It's one-on-one. He didn't have numbers. He should have either shot a pull-up shot off the backboard or just dribbled it back out.
Full court pressure coming from Del City. Clark with the ball. Beatty still in the backcourt.
Wow,
crosses right into a trap. Skip pass to Benford. Benford's been very quiet tonight. Clark defended by Thurston, trying to drive, gets around him, goes to the hole, misses the layup, and jump ball off the rebound.
That's a good job by Tavon Johnson to even get in on that shot, because he contested it. And normally that would take a player out of position when that happens. But he was able to get in position to at least get his hands on that ball. And really Del City needs someone helping the helper there, as Tavon Johnson forced a miss, but there was no one else around the basket, so Guthrie gets another crack at it.
Smedley out on the court cleaning up the sweat spots again.
Smedley's been working this quarter. He hasn't come in the game. But at some point you might see him make an appearance, but he's been the towel boy in this third quarter.
Now this is one of those things that you'd love to see at the high school level, to have crews with the I call them sweat mops, where they like Swiffers, run them across the court and clean up the sweat, but just don't have those resources available at very many high school facilities.
You'll see that next week. And see, this is what happens when you give Guthrie another possession. They're trying really hard to draw fouls, and this time they do.
Foul call on Demarion Turner, his second personal. And that puts Tyrone Beatty at the line shooting the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. He's 3 for 3 from the line. All those coming here in the third period. Kisses the front of the rim, off the glass, and in the hole.
And much better free throw shooting for Guthrie this game. They've had other problems, but not free throw shooting. If you're Del City, you might want to think about trying to run a lot of clock. Ooh, and that's where just the, when they say game of inches or something like that, the ball bounces a little bit towards Thurston, and he's the one who gets fouled. And he'll get free throws because of that. So the missed free, I compliment Guthrie for free throws and see what happens. And then at least the free throws on the other end. Thurston badly missed the last two free throws he's taken. A little hurt there. Again, this is an important stretch for both teams. Guthrie can really take advantage of the foul situation. So Del City needs to keep up with them scoring-wise.
Thurston from the free throw line hits the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws. Has the second one coming. He's 4 for 5 from the line tonight. Next one's up Misses that one. 4 for 6 now for Thurston. 67% from the line. 11-point lead for Del City again. It feels like Guthrie had cut into that lead a little more, but it's still a double-digit lead for the Eagles. Harper driving on Johnson.
See, Johnson's pretty vertical, but if you can see, he's holding up his arms right now, looking at one of the refs. Coach Hatchett believes him, but they're just saying he's not vertical enough.
And the contact actually caused him to, his body to bend. His arms stayed straight with his shoulders, but the contact caused his body to bend a little bit. It was the official behind the play that called it. You call what you see, that's what he saw, right?
Yeah, it's only the second on Tavon Johnson, so and he's having a conversation with the ref. The ref's kind of motioning like he wasn't as vertical as he should be. I don't know if that's what he's saying. So if you're Tavon Johnson, you've got to take that to heart and try to avoid that next time.
Harper misses both of the Cooney Houses free throws. The rebound comes off the forehead of Johnson and into the hands of one of the Grahams. Johnson gets down the court. Ball comes off his hands out of bounds on the long pass.
And see, Turner didn't need to do that. I think you want to try to run clock here. You want to get out of the penalty situation, so you don't want more possessions. You'd rather slow this game down if you can, at least for this quarter, and then you can get back at it in the fourth quarter when fouls reset.
Morgan picks up the ball, crosses the timeline. Beatty for a long three, front of the rim, and Clark gets the long rebound. Harper driving right into the paint. Ball tipped, picked up by Beatty. Beatty puts it over the side of the rim for 2. Beatty with 8 points in the third period. Leads back to 9. Mishon Graham on the right wing. Defended by Morgan. 1 minute and 11 seconds on the clock in this Casa Juanito third period. Michael Graham takes the ball. A lot of contact. Offensive foul called on Jashawn McAllister. McAllister grabbing his elbow after he hit the floor.
And he's not the most, like his brother before him, he's not the most polished guard. I don't think he was trying to just run the Guthrie player over, but he moves to his own pace. Talking about Jashawn McAllister.
Third personal foul on McAllister. Beatty hands off to Morgan. Beatty dancing over there like his teammates missed something. Morgan goes to the hole and scores, and the lead's down to 7. 40-33. Morgan has 6 points in the game. That's his first points here in the third. Turner backs up, gives the ball to Graham. 30 seconds to play in the third. Graham taking his time. Alex Clark comes out to defend. Now down to 15 seconds. Graham passes to Turner. Now they swing the ball back around. 10 seconds on the clock, and Michael Graham gets it back. Expect Michael Graham to attack here.
They're just waiting too long.
A three by Graham. Shot no good. Tipped in by his brother, Mishon Graham.
His second buzzer beater just by attacking the offensive glass. Boy, did Del City need that because things were not going well for him on offense, and Guthrie has come back because of it.
Mishon Graham with 5 points in the third, 7 points in the game, and extends the lead back to 9 for Del City as we wrap up the third period. We're going to take a break here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Where sports is our middle name. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray back at Piedmont High School for Class 5A boys area consolation. It's the Del City Eagles leading the Guthrie Blue Jays by 9. 42-33 is the score. Del City led by as many as 16 during the third. Tavon Johnson going to the hole, a little high off the glass. Meshon Graham, another offensive board foul on the putback attempt, and it's been Meshon Graham getting 2 offensive boards and scoring right before the buzzer twice in this game.
And still being a factor on the offensive glass. And you have him and Tavon Johnson at the same time. They really got a good offensive rebounding line at the end.
Graham misses the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throw. Nate Benford for Guthrie picked up his 4th personal foul. That's the first team foul here in the 4th period. Smedley checking into the game for Guthrie.
So now he's coming in, but not to wipe anything off for the towel.
No, he played a little bit in the first period as well.
I just mean,
I got
the first 2 times we saw him in the third quarter, that's what he's doing.
Graham's second free throw is up. That one's in and out. And a foul on Deshaun McCarroll.
And that's the problem. The reason why that happened is Meshon Graham missed both free throws. The second one really was the problem. And that's 4 on Deshaun.
Now, I'm not questioning the call the way I said it. I just looked over and saw McCarroll with the ball and then heard the whistle and saw the foul called by the official, but I couldn't see all of the play. So Morgan in the corner with the ball, gives it to Harper going to the hole. Harper off the glass, misses the layup. Tavon Johnson with the rebound is going to throw that one away down the court. Michael Graham tries to save it, tips it back in the hands of a Guthrie player. Now Beatty driving, going to the hole. Foul on Tavon Johnson. That's his 3rd personal foul. First team foul on Del City.
Yeah, and that happened because Graham tried to save the ball, but there's no one to save it to. So it's okay to just eat it in that situation. It was just a bad pass by Tavon Johnson.
Beatty hits the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws.
Since Del City took a 16-point lead, one of the differences has been free throw shooting. Guthrie's gotten the line a lot, and they're making them for the most part. Del City not making as many.
Happened on the scoreboard again, by the way. The scoreboard in the gymnasium. Earlier game, somehow or another, it went to 1 point on the scoreboard, and it just did it again. They'll get it corrected. But Tyrone Beatty hits both of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws, and it's a 7-point lead for Del City, 42-35. Tyrone Beatty has been an attack machine on offense for Guthrie in this second half. Been to the line 3 different times. McAllister now gives the ball to Meshon Graham. He's going to attack on the right side off the glass, and a foul called. The foul goes on Jalen Harper. That's his 4th personal.
Fouls get to be a problem for Guthrie. Free throws right now a problem for Del City. They're not making them.
Second team foul on Guthrie. And that puts Meshon Graham at the line shooting Toonie Buys Houses free throws. He hits the first. Just the opposite of what you said, huh?
Something like that.
7:03 left to play in this 4th period, brought to you by Rose State College. Folks, if you would like to help your student get ahead, save money, and earn college credit faster, check out concurrent enrollment at Rose State College. You can earn up to 27 tuition-free hours of college credit in high school. That's while you're still in high school. Apply today at rose.edu/concurrent. A foul called on, well, I'm a little confused. Did I say Smedley? Smedley had 2, evidently. I missed one somewhere.
And then another foul on Guthrie, and as Tavon Johnson was trying to get post position. I like that play for Del City.
Inbound play on the baseline.
And Guthrie has 4 fouls.
Alex Clark picks up his 3rd personal foul. And Tavon Johnson's going to pick up his 4th personal foul.
And that's a good call, except I thought Meshon Graham got bumped. Based on what the refs have been calling it, I thought that might be a foul.
Full court pressure by Del City. They have an 8-point lead, 43-35. Morgan throws the ball way down the court. Beatty caught the pass and then just lost a handle on it. Johnson may have affected that. And Michael Graham brings the ball up the court. 6.5 minutes to play. 8-point lead for Del City. Now McAllister passes over to Thurston, who will reset the offense. Morgan on D. Thurston driving in, lays it off the glass for two. I was afraid Thurston was going to get in trouble with a 5-second call there. Our instant replay brought to you by Super Subs.
And Thurston fell down. He's put so much effort into getting position to shoot that layup, and you want to focus on making it, and you just don't think about your balance. And so he was definitely not fouled, but he fell down hard anyway. And Turner will probably come back in here. Big basket for Del City because Guthrie's been getting to the free throw line. They've been scoring this late in this third quarter, now on in the fourth.
Thurston making his way on his own 2 feet over to the bench. Inbound play on the baseline coming for Guthrie.
He's limping. And Layden Sanders checking in. No doubt for Tavon, and it's for Tavon Johnson.
Beatty inbounds the ball. Clark takes it. Full court pressure coming by Del City. Now Clark crosses into the front court. Morgan attacking. Goes up. Draws the foul. Shot's no good. 2 free throws coming, and that foul was on Sanders. That's the third team foul, second personal foul on Sanders. Fourth team foul, excuse me. Morgan misses the first of the Toonie Buys Houses free throws.
Both teams in the bonus, or depending how you look at it, your point of view, both teams in the penalty.
Morgan misses the first and gets the shooter's roll off the front of the rim on the second. Now Guthrie in a full court pressure. 9-point game again, 45-36, Del City leading. Nishan Graham. Del City looking right now not to attack quickly, it appears. Michael Graham comes out and takes the ball. He's directing traffic. Trapped, passes off to Turner. Turner and Graham playing a little bit of catch out top. Now Graham drives in, loses the ball. Harper's headed the other way with it. Sanders gets back, and it's going to be an and one for Jalen Harper. Check out our Super Subs instant replay.
A rare mistake for Michael Graham. And it's a good finish by Harper. Sanders already with 3 fouls, hasn't played a whole lot. Not a lot of contact, but there's enough.
Sanders run down there, kept his hands up, but he got his back turned and got body all into Harper's. Harper went up for the layup. And Harper hits the free throw. He had 7 points early in the ball game. That's his first point since then. He has 10 total now. And it's a 6-point ball game, Del City leading. Guthrie, 5 minutes left to play. Timeout called by Coach Lenny Hatchett of the Del City Eagles. And this one is going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay right here. Jordan, reflections of last night. I mean, Del City had a big lead, and it just gradually dwindled away. And they did hold on for the win last night.
Yep.
Now this one's down to 6.
Well, one thing that happens is Guthrie gets more used to the pressure, so Del City was forcing turnovers against Elgin last night in the first half, not as much in the second. Same thing is true here. Del City was forcing turnovers in the first half, not as much in the second. Problem is if they're not pressing, and you might think about going zone against Guthrie, but the problem with that Del City's having is they're just a lot of fouls are being called against them right now.
Well, I was about to say, looking at the score sheet, it's not the lead's not dwindling because of field goals. Only one field goal in the fourth period. 4 free throws have been hit by Guthrie. And on the other end, Del City only has 1 field goal in the fourth period and only 1 free throw. So Del City having trouble scoring right now. Michael Graham picks up his dribble. Thurston in the game. Graham drives through the paint. McAllister in the corner and right back to Graham. Del City swings the ball around the perimeter very quickly. Turner passes off to Thurston. 2 defenders chasing him. The backside left wide open for Turner over there.
They're already in the mindset. They're only going to shoot shots in the paint as Del City.
Graham backs up. Clark on D. Screen set by Meshawn Graham. Michael Graham drives in, puts it off the glass. Nice drive by Graham.
You lull them until you get the ball to one of your best players, probably the best player in this situation for Del City, no doubt. And lull them until you have that driving lane.
Morgan drives into the paint, puts up the shot. Turner gets the rebound, gives to Michael Graham going the other way, and he goes up and lays it off the glass again. And the lead now back to 10. Jalen Harper all the way down the court. Little jump stop shot, and he puts it in for 2. Coach Pennypacker said he wants a timeout. It's a full timeout with an 8-point lead. Del City 49, Guthrie 41, 3:38 left to play in the ballgame. We'll take a timeout as well on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Start a car mechanic shop.
Let's say we go to Scissor Tape.
Ready to go get some coffee?
Yeah, let's go.
You got it.
I think she was from
1,
Rose State.
2, 3.
Woo-hoo!
Congratulations, Rose State college graduates.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray, Piedmont High School, Del City Eagles holding on right now. 3 minutes and 38 seconds left to play in this Rose State College fourth period. They have an 8-point lead, 49-41 over the Guthrie Blue Jays. 5 fouls on Del City, 4 fouls on Guthrie, so both teams effectively in the bonus at this point.
You wonder at what point will Del City go back to either Tavon Johnson or Deshaun McCarroll, as they both have 4, or will they finish with this lineup?
On the court for Del City, Meshawn Graham, Kentrell Thurston, Jay Sean McAllister, Damarian Turner, and Michael Graham.
Turner's ball handling has been really good right here, and that's what you need. And just as I say that, he almost – it wasn't ball handling so much, but that could have been a disastrous turnover.
Thurston trying to make a pass over the right wing, goes off the hands of Jalen Harper. Damarian Turner, inbound pass. Goes to Meshawn Graham in the backcourt, and
they're stopping the play for what? I don't know, but Lenny Hatchett thinks something is not quite right.
Not sure what's happening. We got an official timeout. Nope, a timeout for Del City.
Surprised.
So not sure what's going on. There's a discussion. We have a timeout for Del City. It's a full timeout with 3:23 on the clock. So let's go ahead and take a quick timeout as well here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
call Rob and Will.
Oklahoma Sports Network, Tracy Mussett, Jordan Ray, back at Piedmont High School. It's the Del City Eagles and the Guthrie Blue Jays. Del City on top 49-41. With a timeout called. We're not sure what was taking place. There was some concern about something on the court. Del City called a timeout. They have the ball coming out of the timeout with the 8-point lead, and 3:15 now on the clock here in the Rose State College fourth period.
They also only have one timeout left, which is why that timeout surprised me.
And now DeMarion Turner passes off to Thurston. Pressure defense coming by Guthrie. Turner and Thurston doing a good job of passing the ball back and forth, keeping it out of the hands of Guthrie.
Oh.
Turner trying to pass inside to Deshaun Graham, throws it away. Beatty comes up with it. Morgan now attacking. Shot is short. Thurston gets the rebound, comes down, the ball bounces off the head of a Guthrie player and goes out of bounds.
Boy, that's a big stop because you didn't have a good end to that possession. You turn it over. Graham was open, Deshaun Graham, but not long enough to make that pass. Turner just waited a bit too long.
Full court pressure by Guthrie. Deshaun Graham has the ball in the front court now, dribbles around his defender. Michael Graham falls down and then gets a loose ball.
Oh, and that almost was off Graham, but the ball went right to a Guthrie player as he was tiptoeing the baseline there.
Everything's sped up right now for the players, and they're struggling to keep control of the basketball. So a lot of pinball happening out here right now.
And just shooting layups you're not comfortable with. Now McCarroll will come back in as Graham missed what looked like an easy layup.
McCarroll takes the inbound pass and scores 1 second after entering the game.
That's not as easy a shot as you would think either, but he's made some of those type of jumpers. It's when he's finishing right at the basket shooting a layup, when he's not standing still, that he's had some trouble earlier in this game.
I'll tell you,
basket, though.
From someone who's 5'8", that's a terribly difficult shot.
Yeah.
And I think McCarroll may have just picked up his fifth foul. I'm not sure. He did. He comes in, gets a bucket, then fouls out of the ball game.
Yeah, Coach Hatch doesn't like it. He's wondering
that puts
why all these
Benford.
fouls are being called.
That puts Benford at the line shooting Cooney Vice House's free throws, and Tavon Johnson's going to check in with his 4 personal fouls. Benford's first free throw is good. Cooney Vice House is in any condition. Call today for a cash offer, 405-931-3046. Benford's second free throw is up, and that one's in and out. Johnson gets a rebound, kicks it out to McAllister. Guthrie gets into their full court pressure quickly, and Thurston just pushes the ball right down the court. McAllister, Deshaun Graham dropping down to the low post. Johnson trapped on the sideline, steps out of it. McAllister now has the ball, and Graham's going to reset the offense for Del City. Del City with a 9-point lead, and we're down to a minute and a half to play in the ball.